Hi everyone! In this video I'm going to talk about how to prepare for the final exam. Hopefully you've been looking ahead and paying attention and you know that the final exam is this week. So we don't want to be like Billy McFarland and be unprepared. We want to be very much prepared so we don't have this expectation versus reality situation. So let's talk about what the final exam is going to be like. It's a timed essay, so you will have 3 hours to finish once you start, and you can't start and save and then come back to finish. So it's really important that you block out 3 hours to be able to work and finish the exam. So once again, it's a timed essay. It will be an essay that you write in 3 hours. Your essay should have the same format that we have talked about all term. So introduction paragraph, several body paragraphs, and a conclusion paragraph. Your essay should be 500 to 700 words. That's a little shorter than we've been writing in the other essays, and you will be able to see your word count in Canvas. So you don't have to count the words yourself. There will be a word count at the bottom right-hand side of the screen. It is worth 200 points, so it's very important that you prepare because it's going to affect your grade. It's worth 20% of your overall grade for the whole summer. You will be typing into Canvas rather than a Word document. So in your other essays, you typed into a Word document and saved it and uploaded it. But in this case, we are going to be typing right into Canvas into a text box. So because of that, you don't have to worry about double spacing or having 1-inch margins or doing Times New Roman font. You can just go ahead and type it in. But one thing I will say is you do want to make sure to indent each paragraph so I can tell when a new paragraph is starting. You should have MLA format in-text citations to cite your sources in your essay, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. You should also have MLA format works cited at the end of your essay. So since this is going to be typed in Canvas and you won't be able to do separate pages, just press enter a few times and put your works cited information at the end of your essay. And it is due by this Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. So please make sure that you start by 8:59 p.m. at the latest to get the full 3 hours to work. So if you started it at 11 p.m. and thought you could click submit at 2 a.m., it'll be too late. It won't let you submit it after 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday. So please be very much aware of that. So how should you prepare? 1, watch the Netflix Fyre Festival documentary if you haven't already. So I really recommend taking notes as you watch for any information you think will be helpful in answering these questions. Who is to blame and how did this happen? You will be asked to bring in specific information from the movie in your essay. So make sure that you have some information, some quotes, some specific information from the movie that you can cite. 2, you want to make sure to read all 4 articles about the Fyre Festival that I provided for you. So those articles are in the week 3 module. They're called Fyre Festival articles. There's the list of the 4 articles here. I'm sorry, it's cut off at the bottom of the screen a little bit, but what it says is you will be asked to bring in specific evidence from the movie and at least 2 of these articles. So really important that you read all the articles and decide which 2 you think you would like to cite from. Then, once you've watched the movie and you've read all 4 articles, it's time to brainstorm, pre-write, and plan. So brainstorm about who you think is most to blame for what happened, and also think about how this was able to happen. So what does it say about our society that the Fyre Festival was able to get as far as it did? Also decide which 2 or more of the articles you want to quote from, and which of them will help support your argument about who is most to blame best. You also want to think about why this person is most to blame and think about how the information from the movie and the articles can help you explain why this person or people are most to blame. Then you want to make a list of the specific evidence from the documentary that you would like to include from your argument about who is to blame. So it might be a good idea if you have time to watch the movie again and take notes. You also want to make a list or brainstorm specific quotes that you want to use from at least 2 of those articles. And think about, like I said, how these quotes can help support your argument about who is to blame and the societal forces that allowed this to happen. So Billy McFarland didn't do this all on his own. If you're going to argue that Billy McFarland is to blame, you want to think about, well, what are the societal forces behind this that allowed this to happen? 4, get your citations in order. So you know that you are going to cite from the Netflix documentary called The Greatest Party That Never Happened. So make sure that you are prepared to cite this in in-text citations and in your works cited page. So make sure that you understand how to format a citation for a movie like that in both an in-text citation and your works cited page. You also know that you'll be citing from at least 2 of the articles. So make sure that you select which articles you think you are most likely to quote from, and that you're prepared to cite them with in-text citations and in your Works Cited page. And finally, use the resources available to you. So that MLA format, 8th edition citation style video and tutorial at the end of the week 2 module are very helpful. They even go through specifically how to cite movies, how to cite something from Netflix. So in addition to going through how to cite articles and things like that. So highly recommend going through the tutorial and video there as you work on your citations. Thank you.